and I am from Wolfe County, former middle school principal, also the innovation coordinator, and I'm now at the central office. And being there, I wear many hats, including professional development coordinator. So with doing so, this actually just kind of fell right in line of what I wanted to do with our professional learning, was taking a survey of the teachers, and I want to do actually 3 surveys throughout the year to see where we are, where we need to be, and the road we're going to take to get there. So I did a little handout just to show you one of the surveys that I have just recently done with our teachers. And not that I want to read to you by no means, but you can kind of see some of the questions there. After reviewing the PGPs, the principals and administrators in our district leadership team meetings, we're talking about, what we need, what our teachers need, where we need to go. And obviously, everybody is on a different path. So what we want to try to do is get everybody heading in the right direction. I kind of went to we have 5 schools in the district, 3 elementaries, a middle, and a high. And for some of them, I just kind of handed this survey and I said, here, don't put your name on it, just complete it, staple it together, put it in my mailbox. Don't even want to know who you are. Some of the schools, I would catch people in the hallway and I'd say, hey, have you got 5 minutes? Just answer some questions for me. And I would just jot down some answers. So I wanted to kind of give people time to not think, oh, she's listening to what I'm going to say. I wanted to also for them to give me feedback as well as I need some direction. So over on the left, and you'll see some special points of interest. The first question that I asked is, what is a perfect school? And you would be very surprised. And when we come back in April, I want to have some results and pull up some of these answers and let you see that as well. And of course, with the Action Summit in April, I'll reveal more of what I find. What do you think teaching is going to look like in 5 years? And again, there were 5 questions. And then over on the back, most of the teachers and administrators that we have in our district, they went to school there, they live there, and they've got a vested interest. So, when you have a vested interest, you want to make sure that usually some of the people have students, their kids go there as well. So, you've definitely got a vested interest. One of the things that I also wanted to know is we believe that Wolfe County Schools we have an opportunity to become a school of innovation in 5 years. And of course, some of the teachers will look at you like, are you crazy? Well, no, I'm not crazy. If we're all going in the same direction, just get on the boat. We're all going. And then I asked them to summarize their thoughts in a statement of 5 to 7 words, and that was probably harder for some of them than anything. Over to the right, I have your learning journey. I had a principal that sent me an email, and I thought this was just kind of catchy. This is just one example of the emails that I get from principals and administrators. And he said, nearly all of my staff have identified component 3B using questioning and discussion techniques as an area of need in self-reflection and PGPs. Professional growth plans. I found this to be the lowest scoring area when I do observations as well. What would you recommend? Some recommendations. So those are just some of the things that are at least one question that I get. So this is the direction of which I want to go. My next steps, I want to review the PGP and the self-reflection to determine the needs of the teachers and administrators. Offer professional learning opportunities in the areas of expertise, whatever they need. Encourage more involvement in the PANs, the Professional Action Networks at KVEC. And I think we have at least most of them covered with some of our staff. The PLCs with content area across the district. We have the 3 elementaries, and we've talked different times. they need to be teaching about the same thing. Doesn't necessarily have to be on the same day, but we have kids that want to go from one school to the other, so we don't want to lapse there. They want them to work more collaboratively to ensure teaching at a high level and the standards are met. I also want to continue to provide support for identified needs and the training that they need for that. We want to encourage staff time. We have the non-traditional days, excuse me, snow days. If we miss school and once the roads are cleared, a lot of times we ask the staff to come in and work. So at that time, within the buildings, we can have a math PLC, we can have a reading PLC, with science and social studies. So those are the kinds of things that we're looking at, and we do that. This is, I think, the third year that we've had the non-traditional snow days. So this is where we're heading. Hope to have another survey. Please feel free to use any of the questions or that you might want to use in your district.
Will you share how you got the report from the state about what the PGP goals were for the teachers and how you started trying to kind of group those into groups? Remember we looked at that report that you got? Sorry, I'm just putting you on the spot.
It's not coming.
All of your professional growth and effectiveness coordinators received a report back from the state that grouped the teachers' professional learning goals. So you got that report. It is awesome. And that's why I wanted to make sure, because I'm afraid that sometimes it goes to people and it's not shared down with the principals. But Wilma is doing a really good job of sharing that information through district learning teams, district leadership team meetings, so that the principals can start to see what those common threads were about their teacher learning needs. So she is really doing a good job of involving those principals in that work so that they know what their staff needs are, and that way they can say, I've got this group of teachers who have identified questioning as their need, and make them in terms of like email groups. And so they have a group set up on their email and they can send that directly to those teachers. So if they come across a good webinar or a good blog post or whatever about questioning, then they don't have to send it out to everybody, because a lot of times when you get those emails that are to everybody, we delete them. Nah, it's not me, and that's not me. I mean, like, I know nobody ever deletes anything from me, but when other people send emails, that tends to happen. But when you know that your principal has set up an email group just for you, and that comes to you, and then well, there's 6 other people who've got this email, and he really thinks this is important to us, it sort of creates a community of learners around that topic. So she's doing a really good job with that, so I just wanted to make sure that we shared that.
Thank you.